these niggas are off you for the bag. You don't have a chance. It's sad, I just don't understand. Niggas will kill you for your bag. They'll steal from you for them bag. Cross you over for them bag. All these niggas need is one reason, they kill you for your bag. Steal from you for the bag. Cross you for them bag. Niggas trying to get them. Know some niggas off you for them bands. Touch you for the work like Uncle Sam.
What's going on, internet? Today, I'm finna show you how to change out your wheel bearings on a 95 Dodge Ram. Let's go. First, we're gonna start off by jacking up the vehicle. Mine is kind of high, so you're gonna have to use a jack stand. I got some 6-ton. I don't know what you have or how your truck sit, but mine sit kind of high, so I'm gonna have to use the 6-ton jack stand. Jack up the vehicle. Once you got the tire off the ground, you're gonna get your jack stand and put it up under the vehicle. Once you do that, let your jack down. So always leave your the jack up under the vehicle just in case something happens with the jack stand. But now I'm gonna get my impact gun and take the lug nuts off. I think these are a 19. Yours might be different, but mine a 19. Now, typically, when you're doing this, you want to loosen your lug nuts before you take off, before you jack the vehicle up. So just be mindful of that. But if not, at least make sure you got an impact gun strong enough to take off your lug nuts. Hold on, having some technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
This motherfucker ain't got stuck on here. Let's see. I might have to change my size. I think that one might be too small. I don't know. Well, I mean, it might be too big. Hold on. See, what side is it?
A few moments later.
Finally, I can take my fucking wheel on. Hold on. All right, now you got your lug nuts off. Let's remove your wheel. Got a little cap on it. Take off the wheel. And hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna move y'all a little bit closer. All right, next thing you gotta do is get a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. And what you wanna do is, this is your dust cap for your spindle. You wanna take your flathead and try not to hammer it into the rotor itself, but just try to get it to wedge that cap off. Well, just get it in between the cap, and then you can kind of pry it off from there. So, see, it's kind of going in, and then you can kind of pry against the rotor and just work your way around. Yep, just like that. Now that your cap is off, you got sorry about my light, y'all. You got a little retainer clip, or retainer nut, and then a cotter pin holding the retainer nut in place to keep it from backing out. So what you gonna do is take if your cotter pin is big enough, take your flathead and kind of wedge it in there, and then you can pry it up. Or, hold on, I might have to get my damn, hold on. Just unbend it a little bit. That way you can kind of push it up. Yeah, maybe not. You don't want to pry on it too much and mess up them threads. But let me get my damn, I don't know what you call it, vice grip dice, whatever you call it. Let me get that, and I'll be right back. All right, shit. I'm back. I think they call it, I don't know if these are flush cutters, dikes, or whatever you call them, but this is what I'm talking about. You can get this and just kind of pry it up out of there. It's like, oh shit, I done cut that motherfucker. Cut. Oh well. Well, it's supposed to just pull up out of there, but this right here, this junk want to be difficult, so I'm gonna have to do it another way. One piece. This is my other one. Damn. That motherfucker did not want to come out. All right, once you take that off, you can remove your little retainer clip. That's all it is. It just keeps the nut from backing out once you put it in that cotter pin. So now, as you can probably tell, this grease is old as hell. I don't know when they last changed this, but when they last changed the bearings out. But I know on the other side it was pretty bad. It was grumbling, or I don't know what they call it, but it was rumbling pretty bad on that side. So I changed it out. And I haven't seen those videos of like the correct way to do it, which is why I'm making the video. So now we're gonna take off the axle nut. I think that's what they call it, the axle nut. Get you a big ass half-inch torque. I mean a half-inch wrench. And I think this is it's a 28 millimeter nut. So just, well, before I do that, I want to try to spin it and see if I hear some noise. I don't really hear any noise. So it might not be bad, but the other side was for sure bad. So I'm gonna just go ahead and replace this one anyway. So, loosen it. Switch it off. Set your nut to the side. I'm gonna clean mine off a little bit before I put it back. Then you got a washer. Take that washer off. See, it sits in a little groove right there. Man, make sure once you do it, man, you know, get y'all some gloves, because this shit, it's kind of messy. You won't have grease everywhere, so just be prepared for that. All right, next thing you gotta do is take your caliper off, which it is I don't know, it might be different for yours, but mine is a 3/8 hex. I think this is a 3/8 hex. So you got 2 bolts on the back side. I'm gonna get back there and unbolt them. Give me 1 second. Very tight. Let's be used. Yep, about that one. That's a tip for anybody that's using these electric ratchets. Some of them you got to be kind of careful on because you can't put a lot of torque on them or you'll strip the little gears in there. So just be mindful of that. If you got an electric ratchet, you might want to break it loose with a regular ratchet first. Oh shit. Yeah. Hold on. This motherfucker act like it don't want to fit. So yeah. They might have to tap it in there a little bit. Yeah, trying to twist it the wrong way. All right. Got it broke loose. There's 2 bolts to hold the caliper on. Yeah, you need to get something like a bungee cord or something to hang your caliper from. Might be able to sit it on the upper control arm, but you really don't want to leave it out like that so it doesn't fall. Damn. Damn, come on, motherfuckers. You set your caliper up here. I'm gonna grab my bungee cord. So y'all, I'm gonna sit it right here. I'm gonna grab my bungee cord real quick so I can hang it properly. You never wanna let your brake caliper hang by the hose. You never wanna do that because the on the inside it has it's like a rubber or whatever type of line or like a plastic on the inside that'll break. And then what'll happen is it'll make it to where your brakes will lock up on you. So never hang your brake hose, never hang your caliper by the hose itself. Never do that.
Boring.
I got my little bungee cord right here. Yes. I'll find a way to run it through here and hang it up so all the weight isn't on the caliper. I mean, it isn't on the brake line. Something like that to be perfect. So the weight doesn't end up on this line. So now, all you gotta do is you can see this, this is your outer bearing right here. It don't look too bad. Grease is old as hell, but it ain't too bad. So what I'm gonna do is I don't have a new wheel hub, but if you was gonna replace yours, all you gotta do is take this one off and get your new one ready. But I'm reusing these, so I'm just gonna clean out some of the old grease, pack the new bearings, and put a new seal in. So what you can do, you just grab it, just take it off like that, and that's how you take it off. So now what you want to do is, since I'm reusing my rotor, I gotta get the old. Hey, look at that motherfucker is heavy. Hold on. Hold on, man. So I gotta get the old bearing and seal out of here, the inner bearing and the seal. So I'm gonna show y'all a little trick if you don't have the tool that you can stick in there to pry that seal out. First, what you want to do is take your nut, your axle nut that you took off earlier, just thread it on a little bit. Then what you're gonna do is you'll take the rotor and put it over that nut, and then make sure that you what you're gonna do is the bearing is gonna catch the nut on the inside, and you're just gonna pull against the bearing to get the seal and the inner bearing out, just like this. That's it.
Oh my God! What is that?
This is your inner bearing, and that's the seal. You just thread this back on to catch the inside of this bearing here and pull against it, and it'll pop it right out. So now I'll take the nut back off, and then you got to clean up all this old grease, because it ain't gonna be able to lubricate how it's supposed to. It being so old and kind of exposed to the weather. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it probably get exposed to the weather, but also heating it up over time as the wheel bearings are spinning. So just make sure you clean it off pretty good. Now, also get you a little brush, like a brass brush, and just kind of clean around this surface here. And make sure that the rotor, once you put it back on, is going to push it back as far back to make sure it pushes back as far as possible, so that it'll seal and ride how it's supposed to up against that little. Just make sure you get it back all the way, basically. Shit, I don't understand this shit. But I know what I'm doing, but and get you a little brake clean. Kind of spray it down a little bit.
A few moments later.
Get you some paper towel. Kind of get your paper towel, just kind of wipe it down real good. Clean off as much of that old grease as possible. All right, so and get you a glove, a little rubber glove. Shit, hold up. Damn.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
All right. So get you a rubber glove. Get you some grease. Get you some grease. You just want to put it all over.
Yeah, boy.
All over the spindle. And don't go too crazy with it. If you want to make sure you get enough on the surface to where it keeps it lubricated. Go all the way around. I say that's enough. So now, next step, I'm gonna show y'all how to pack your bearings. Let me show you how to pack your bearings. and install the seal. Um, they sell a tool for it. Just get the tool, man, because it's gonna save you a lot of fucking time. So just go ahead and buy the damn tool.
Just do it!
So this is the bearing packer right here. You can get them at any auto parts store. They should have them, or you can buy them online. So all you gotta do. Let me show y'all the part numbers real quick. Hold on. This is the part number for the seal. It goes on the back of the that goes with the inner bearing. This is hold on, is that the damn part number? I think this part number right here, A3, I think, for the I don't know if this is inner or outer. Let me open it up and see real quick. This is for the outer bearing right here. It comes with a race. It's supposed to be installed in your wheel hub. But if you buy them brand new, these are most likely already be installed. But double check before you do the rest of this. This is the part number for the outer bearings, which also comes with a race that again should be installed already in your new hub if you got one. But if you're reusing yours, just make sure to inspect your races, make sure they're not damaged or anything, or kind of scorched or scratched or nothing like that, then you should be good to reuse it. So how you use the tool to pack the bearing instead of doing it the old-fashioned way, I ain't got time for that shit. You twist off this little center piece here. You see it's full of grease. You take your bearing, set it down on the inside, and then as you screw this on, it's gonna center your bearing in the middle. Just make sure you tighten it all the way down. And the next thing you do is you just have to press this piece in as hard as possible until you see the grease come out of the bearing at the top, out of this top section right here. I'll show you how it is in a second. And as you can see, if you look at the, let me try to get you a good look. As you can see, once you press down on it, you see all that grease come up out of the bearings, and that's how you know it's fully packed. And make sure you see them coming out, see the grease coming out all the way around. What you'll do, you unscrew the cap or the little centering tool piece. You can see how it's coming up out of every crack. My bad, y'all. So after you grease up your spindle real good, and get you another glove.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Man, hold on. I might already use this glove. It look like it is. So after you grease up your spindle and you finish packing your bearing with the tool, you just want to twist it off. Take the bearing out. And all that grease that came out, you just run it around the bearing like this. And your bearing will be fully packed and ready to go. So now we're gonna take some of this grease and rub it around the race on the inside. I'm gonna set this right here for 1 second. I'm gonna take some of this grease and just rub it around the inside. I hope y'all can see that, but let's take some and kind of rub it around the race. In fact, I'm gonna get some out the can real quick. Just rub it around. Try not to get any on the surface of your rotor. That'll be bad for your brakes, but just make sure you grease it up real good. Take your bearing, put it right down into the hub. Just make sure it's sitting down flush. And now you got to install your seal. Now they sell a tool for this. I tried to use it. Mine, it's a little tool like this right here, which you sit down into the seal. Let me show you that. This is your seal. It goes in like this. And they sell the tool, a bearing install tool. But mine doesn't seem to work well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap it in with the hammer. Let me show y'all how to do that. This will jump around on you, so just try to get it as best as you can. But just don't go crazy when you tap it in with the hammer. Double check and make sure it's down in the hub. And when you're doing these fucking bearings, man, you always wanna make sure you got plenty of gloves and plenty of paper towel. That shit gets fucking everywhere. Just gonna try to center it. Let's take your hammer. Just give it a light tap all the way around till it. Let's see, this motherfucker like to walk on you. Hold on. Hold on. Take it back out. Try to center as best as possible. Hey, so I had a hard time with this on the other side. Hey, hold on. This motherfucker take a minute to get it installed. Hold on. This motherfucker wanna fight me today. Eh. It's always when you record, this motherfucker don't wanna do right. Hold on. That motherfucker do not want to go in. Eh. I'm gonna try with the tool, see if I can get it, but make sure it's flush all the way around. You can hear the sound difference, so when it's all the way in, and that's seal. That's how you install the seal with the inner bearing. Now, let's take a little paper towel with some brake clean on it. Wipe off your rotor, especially if you got some brand new rotors. Make sure you wipe them out before you put them on, because they sent them from the factory with some greasy film on them, and you cannot put your you do not want to put no brake pads on with that film on the new rotor. So just make sure you clean it off with some brake clean before you install it. So now we got the seal installed. We got the seal installed, and we got the bearing installed. Let me show you that. Get you a good look at it. Seal is flush all the way around. The bearing is in. So now you just gotta put it back on the spindle. All right. So now you got the hood back on. We gotta pack the outer bearing. We gotta pack the outer bearing with grease. This is the outer bearing right here. Same process as the outer bearing. You put the same process as the inner bearing. You put the bearing in the tube. Install your little centering portion here. Tighten it down. Make sure it's good and tight. And then you're just gonna press it. Just press it together as hard as you can. Man, shit, let me let me do it on the ground, man, because I can't do it like that. Hold on.
Boring.
And on this one, you can kind of see the grease starting to come up a little bit. Kind of see it in there. So I'm gonna press it in a little bit more, and it'll be packed, ready to go. And now y'all can see grease coming out. Bearing's fully packed. Just unscrew it. Get your glove. I'm gonna take a little bit of grease. I'm gonna take a little bit of grease and put it on the inside to get it on the race. Take a little bit of grease and just run around inside. Make sure it's well lubricated with that new grease. Run around up in there. Now, take it out of the band. As you can see, it came out the top. Just take that excess grease, run it all around inside, like that. Outside, inside, get it everywhere you can on the band. And what you'll do, you gotta pick it up and push it all the way in. And it'll sit just like that. You get your washer, which you can see it's kind of got a little key right here. It sits down in this channel on the spindle. And just push it all the way in. And so what you have to do is there's like a, but I don't know. Some people do it differently, but I wanted to make sure I did it right because I know some people on Fords and stuff, they do it a little different. But what you want to do is once you put your nut back on, you want to tighten it to 20 foot-pounds as you're spinning the rotor at the same time. Then you want to back it off. Some people say a quarter turn, but I've seen a lot of people say back it all the way off because you're setting the bearing preload and then tighten it up by hand. Let me show y'all that. Let me get the nut. The washer's on, put the nut on. Get this double check real quick. Yeah, that motherfucker act like it's glued on. Hold up. Dang. That motherfucker would not move up off of there. So put and my damn ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder kicking in, but this washer, make sure you set it down in the groove, push it all the way in. And take the nut. Put it on. We're gonna tighten it down to 20 foot-pounds. Wow. We're gonna tighten it down to 20 foot-pounds while tightening the no, we're gonna tighten the nut down to 20 foot-pounds while spinning the rotor at the same time. Ratchet. We're gonna get the torque wrench. Clean it up as I go real quick. Hold on for a second. Get some of this shit cleaned up. With the torque wrench. This is it right here. We're gonna set it to oh, that's 10 foot-pounds. And that is 20 foot-pounds. Try to get it there. Zoom in, but that's 20 foot-pounds. Get your socket, which is a 28 millimeter. God damn. There you go. As I'm tightening it up, I'm gonna spin the rotor at the same time. Oh, hold on. Yes. You hear the click? That's 20 foot-pounds. So now we're gonna loosen it. We're gonna loosen the nut all the way up, and then we're gonna get it hand tight. Or maybe just a hair pass hand tight. I'll probably do like a hair pass hand tight, but a hair pass, I'll probably do it like a hair pass hand tight, and that'll be it. Hey, I'm just gonna use the torque wrench, man. Shit. Well, hold on, let me get the socket and my ratchet. There we go. Loosen it up. That's all the way back there. Then I'm gonna get it hand tight. Now I don't know if they just mean like hand tight like that, but I do it like this. Just take the socket, maybe go here past it. Get your little retainer nut. This right here. What you got to do is line it up with this hole so that you can install your Carter pin in it. So I think. Hold on. Oop, that ain't gonna do it. That should do it. Just make sure you got it lined up with the hole right here. Let me go get my Carter pin. I'll show you how to install that.
3 hours later.
My bad, y'all. Finally, I found my fucking Carter pins. This is it right here. So, they sell them in all type of packs. You can try to find the best pack you can get. I know Harbor Freight got some. So, I don't know. Let me see if this was too big. Yeah, that motherfucker's. Well, no, that one don't work. So, I might want to use a shorter one. Hold on. Let me see if I got a shorter one. Yeah, that's the same size. Well, it should work. So what you do is once you get it down in there, you're going to separate them, bend them up. Bend them all the way up. And this just keeps that nut in place so it don't back out while you're driving down the road. Bend it all the way around. I like to take a flat head and press it down some more so it don't go nowhere. Well, just to further enforce so it don't go nowhere. And that's it. Now, all you gotta do, take your cap, might be able to beat it in by hand, but I'm gonna take my hammer. Give it a little spin there. I'm gonna take my hammer, tap the cap in, just try not to go too hard with it. Get my light on there, make sure I can see, make sure it's tightened down all the way. Make sure it's tapped down. And I believe we are good. Now, that's pretty much how you do it as far as if you was going to either replace your bearings or replace your rotor. If you was going to replace your rotor, the only difference is, you might have to install a new race if it's not already installed. And the process is the same after that, after you install the race, and you'll be good to go. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And I thank you for your time. Peace.